What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. I'm C.
I'm B.
And today we're going to be reacting to Dave Chappelle.
LGBTQ community.
Is powerful.
Yeah, that was a lot.
From the Sticks and Stones.
Netflix.
Yeah, special. Yeah, guys. Anything you got to say about it?
It's Dave Chappelle. Y'all know how we feel about him. Him and Bill Burr always get us cracking and up and talking. And as always, leave a comment down below. Let us know what you think about this reaction. Let us know what you think about Dave Chappelle. Like our video, subscribe. We're trying to get to 10,000 subscribers and we need your help. Ring that bell so you can get notified for our upcoming videos. We drop a video at least once a day. Thank y'all.
That was good. You did that in one go. You can better at this. Alright, guys, let's begin.
Celebrity hunting season. Doesn't matter what I say, they're gonna get everybody eventually. Like, look, I don't think I did anything wrong, but
who knows?
We'll see. They even got poor Kevin Hart. Can you imagine such a thing? Kevin Hart, let me tell you something. It was Kevin Hart's dream to host the Oscars. That's what he told me. Now, I remember when he told me, because I was thinking to myself, well, it's an awfully strange dream for an African American. Kind of nigga dreams of hosting the Oscars. Kevin did, that's who. And he did it. Against all the odds, Kevin became the most famous comedian this world has ever seen, and he got the job that only one black man before him had. He was going to host the 80th Oscars. And I don't know what you know about Kevin, but I know Kevin Hart is damn near perfect. As close to perfect as anybody I've ever seen. In fact, Kevin is precisely 4 tweets shy of being perfect.
Oh my God.
10 years ago, Kevin had made some very homophobic comments. I'm not going to repeat what he said.
Actually, I want the tweets. I actually want to see the tweet if they were really homophobic. It was like,
because I watched that. There's a Netflix series about Kevin Hart's life from being famous, from when he just started comedian and then being famous. And there's a whole episode dedicated to this about how
tweets he made.
He was about to. It's not just the tweets he's made. He made those tweets 10 years ago. 10 years ago. Nobody said anything when it was made 10 years ago. 10 years later, he's about to host the Oscars.
And then somebody...
And it was like a whole uproar.
It's crazy.
It's like, what? It was 10 years ago.
Oh, that's so funny.
Because this is Atlanta.
No,
comments. I'm not going to repeat what he said. Because this is Atlanta. You know what I mean. I'm sure there's a lot of gay men here tonight with their wives.
They shoot the audience.
Far be it from me to offend anybody. All right, I'll tell you what he said. But just remember, these are not my words. These were Kevin's words. It was a long time ago. And I'm paraphrasing because I'm not good at telling other people's jokes. Okay, Kevin said that if his little son was demonstrating or exhibiting homosexual behavior around the house, that he'd chastise him. He'd say, hey, that's gay. And then he said...
Yo, I remember that special he did on Netflix. I watched that special.
And I have to praise him because he, for the longest time, stood his ground and was like, I'm not going to apologize for something I said 10 years ago and I no longer believe in because that was me 10 years ago.
Mm-hmm. Like, he apologized, I think he apologized at the end, right? He did?
Yeah, he eventually apologized.
I believe he shouldn't have. But
that was because he was pressured by his producers and everything like that because his ratings started to sink.
That's why you gotta be independent.
So, but he eventually
But also he's a career too. But like, I would say I watched that special, I only watched that special on Netflix. I loved that special. And I loved that joke. It was a joke. I don't think he really believed that. I don't think he really believed that if it was gay, he would.
He even said, he's like, first of all, it was a joke. Because I watched watch Kevin Hart's series on Netflix, his actual series about his life. He talks about his jokes in detail and he explains where he was thinking with these jokes and everything. And he actually talks about this in detail as well.
Listen.
He said, first of all, it's a joke. Second of all, that was 10 years ago me. 10 years ago me is totally different from now me.
That's everybody.
And why am I going to apologize for something that I did 10 years ago when I am no longer the same person I was then?
Listen, when I watched that special, I never thought that he really actually meant what he said about the joke. To me, it's a joke. I laughed. I was only thinking, is he really going to do that to his son?
I was just so shocked that they were giving him a hard time about something that happened 10 years ago.
It's crazy. Let's continue this, though.
Son was demonstrating or exhibiting homosexual behavior around the house that he chastised him. He'd say, hey, that's gay. And then he said he would smash a dollhouse over that child's head.
It's obviously a joke.
Ooh, the gay community was furious. And I don't blame them. I got a lot of gay friends. And all of them, 100% of them, all have told me fucking horror stories about the shit they had to go through just to be themselves. Crazy, crazy stories. And in all those stories, I gotta say, not one of them has ever mentioned anything like their father smashing a fucking dollhouse over their head. Because clearly Kevin was joking.
Exactly.
You would have to buy this nigga a dollhouse to break it over his head in the first place. Does that sound right?
Exactly.
Is anybody gonna do that?
Exactly.
The gay community was upset, and then they put so much pressure on the Academy of Motion Pictures and Sciences that they went to Kevin and said, if you don't apologize to that community, then you cannot host these Oscars. And then Kevin said, fuck it, I quit.
That's Kevin Hart.
And then he went on every talk show in America and apologized for 6 weeks.
I do believe he should have did that. He should have stood his ground.
Yeah,
I understand.
It was hard...
Listen, I don't invest as much money as he does. And it probably wasn't hurting his money so much that he did it. But like, I feel like...
It wasn't that. It was the pressure. He talks about it more in depth on the series.
Yeah.
But he was dealing with a lot of pressure and backlash from people on Twitter, from the Oscars, from his producers, from everybody. It was just too much. He was like, you know what, fuck it. I'm just gonna say sorry, and like they could leave me the heck alone.
And then he went on every talk show in America and apologized for 6 weeks. Kevin fucked up. I understand the mistake you made because I've made the same mistake early in my career. This is many years ago, 15 years ago. It's when I was doing Chappelle show. There's a thank you.
Did you watch the Chappelle show? I didn't watch it actually. Did you watch it?
What?
The Chappelle show?
On network television, they have a department that's called Standards and Practices. This is the department that tells you what you can and cannot say on television. And if you're doing your job well, you should never hear from them. But if you're making a Chappelle show, you'll hear from these motherfuckers all the time.
I bet.
And remember, this is 15 years ago. I made a mistake. I didn't even know I had done anything wrong. I had written a sketch that had the word faggot in it.
You can do that.
So I had to go to standards and practices. They called me up. I don't know why they're calling me, but I like the lady that runs the department. She's usually really fair and was one of my favorite people I've ever worked with. So she sits me down. We have a nice conversation. She tells me, oh, the sketches are great. I go, oh, fantastic. Well, then why am I here? She said, because, David, there's no way that you can ever say the word faggot on our network. I didn't know I did anything wrong. I didn't try to defend myself. I said, all right, fuck it, I'll take it out. Have a good afternoon. And as I was leaving, it occurred to me, hey, Renee, quick question. It's just a question. Seriously, I want to know, like, why is it that I can say the word nigger with impunity? But I can't say the word faggot.
Yeah, that shit out.
And she said, because, David, you are
Not
not
gay.
gay. I said, well, Renee, I'm not a nigger either.
I knew it. Oh, God. Yep.
But you see, what I didn't realize at the time and what Kevin had to learn the hard way is we were breaking an unwritten and unspoken rule of show business. And if I say it, you'll know that I'm telling you the truth. The rule is that no matter what you do in your artistic expression, you are never, ever allowed to upset the alphabet people.
The alphabet people. Oh my God, I can't.
Alphabet people. Dave Chappelle, man. His things are always too short, man.
But it's true that and it's been like that for a very long time, even though it hasn't been until like recently that they've pretty much come out into society.
It's been like, in the widespread,
like, so,
like exploded. Yeah.
But it's been like that for a while where certain words were like hush hush because, like you said, the alphabet community is very powerful.
Exactly.
I guess, and
But
when they're angry, they are angry.
He got a point though. Like the girl, I think the girl walked onto that one, and he was like, "You can't say it because you're not gay," and he was like, "Huh." But I'm not in the guy though, so why can I say that? And I'm not one, and you can't say, it's crazy. Because some things, if you really think about it, you're like, huh, it doesn't make sense. But since society has been, it's been like that for so long, you don't really, think about it,
You just go with the flow.
Exactly. But I think him and Bill Burr actually do a good job of bringing those things out.
Uh-huh.
You know what I mean? But yeah, just double standards.
Because they're kind of like they're comedians that they don't give a shit.
Yeah, exactly.
They're like, I'm gonna say what I want to say.
Like, I think Kevin Hart cares about his I'm not gonna say care about his career. I think some people give less of shit than other people do. I think Kevin Hart gives more shit than
Is it just a comedian? He plays in movies.
Yeah, he does
everything.
Yeah,
so he has to deal with social media.
Would you say he has more to lose? Would you say that?
Yeah, I think yes and no. I think he has more eyes on him and more pressure on him because of the fact that he's in so much.
That makes sense.
Not to say that Dave Chappelle and Bill Burr haven't appeared on certain movies or TV shows, they have, but Kevin Hart is known everywhere.
I know, but
he's
also
in a lot of movies.
I think Dave Chappelle and Bill Burr give less shit than Kevin Hart.
Yeah.
That's a big part of it. They literally just give less shits.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like you see Bill Burr going to like, you know, talk shows and just he's Bill Burr in talk shows.
Mm-hmm.
He's just the same guy in talk shows that he is in his stand-up.
Stand-up, yeah.
So it's like, you know, like in talk shows.
But it's also who they are.
Exactly.
They are who they are in stand-up as they are when they
Kevin Hart
act.
is too. Think about it. Of course he makes jokes, but his personality and how he acts is the same thing as.
But I think
you know
he thinks more about his jokes. You know how some people write their jokes out before they get to the stage, and some people it just comes to them naturally. I think Kevin Hart is more, not saying he does it all the time, but he's more on that side of people that think it out before they get to the stage, rather just.
I don't know. I think in order for Dave Chappelle and be able to make good points, you have to think about your jokes and write it out and say it. And of course, Bill Burr and they talk about those things and like those like what do you call it? Those what's what I'm looking for? Those topics you're not supposed to speak about. Topics not speak about. What do you call it? This damn it! What's the word?
I don't know what name you're looking for.
Controversial topics.
Oh, yeah.
So they have to really structure the jokes in a way that it's not gonna like anger so much people. They do it in a way that like Bill Burr, it's normal thing. He put his jokes in a way that he didn't like exclude any of, you know, groups, but also made fun of all of them at the same time.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Okay,
so you gotta structure those jokes in a way that it's not gonna offend too much people, and also it's not too, you know, too tame. Okay. So I think they do. I think because they walk that line, they actually put more thought into those things. But to your point, I think Bill Burr, because it's who he is, it comes to him more naturally. This kind of joke, it comes to him easily. Because who is his stand-up is who he is in real life.
Yeah.
I think it comes to him naturally. But I think like Steve Chappelle, like talking about those kind of things, you gotta put more thought into these jokes. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Okay, I got you.
But yeah, guys, anything else you gotta say?
No, that's it. You know, we love Dave Chappelle. I'm a big fan of Kevin Hart. I think that was ridiculous what happened to him. If it was me, no way in hell would I be apologizing for something I did 10 years ago.
You can't say that, but when you have the money on the line, you know, you don't know.
10 years ago?
When you have millions on the line, like hundreds of millions on the line, you might...
These people
you never
are
know.
freaking ridiculous.
Because it's like,
you're crying over something that happened 10 years ago, you got no love.
Yeah, we agree
you're
that's
pathetic.
wrong. But listen, it's like, do I lose 50 million or just say sorry a couple of times? Some people, it's not even having an argument with some people. Some people, it's harder. Some people will choose the money. Some people will choose not to say sorry.
That's true.
But, you know...
I just think it's like ridiculous. Who gets mad over something like that happened years ago?
Snowflakes, okay? The HWs, that's who. But yeah, guys. Comment.
Like.
Subscribe. See you next time, guys. You know we love the Chappelle out here. Tell us what you think in the comments about his, you know, about this topic in general. Yeah.
You actually let me end it with you this time.